Welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Muzaffar. I'll be your examiner for this part of the test. What is your full name?
Aziz Majidilov.
And what shall I call you?
Aziz.
Okay, Aziz. In the first part of the exam, I'll ask you some personal questions. Let's talk about work and studies. Do you work or are you a student?
Well, I'm afraid my student days are behind me. I'm operating manager in logistics company, and I've been doing so for the last 8 or 9 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Why did you choose that job?
Honestly, the company where I work is a family-run business, and my father is the head of the company. So I just followed his footsteps, and by joining his team,
Do you like your job?
Without doubt, yes. The primary reason is my salary. Since I make a good living as an operating manager there, I believe that I won't get paid as well at the same position in other companies.
Now let's talk about cakes. Do you like cakes?
Oh yeah, I have a sweet tooth. I can't say no to cakes, especially to cheesecakes. If you give me now, you'll see how a smile will light up my face.
Did you like cakes when you were a child?
I wasn't a big fan of cakes at that time. Mind you, my mom used to prepare them, on daily basis, so I was honestly forced to eat it.
Do you eat cakes or other sweet things after a meal?
Actually, it's an absolute must-have in our family. After having a dinner, we tend to have a tea ceremony, cake, and other sweets. As a result, we got hooked on it.
Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, so you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like you to describe your period in history that you find interesting. Well, here's your topic. Please don't write anything on here.
Okay.
Here's pen and paper.
Thank you.
And your time starts now. Alright, you remember you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Sure. Well, the history, which I believe deserves the special notice, is a reign of Amr Timur. As there are multiple reasons why I think the period is, hands down, the best period in the history of my country. To begin with, Amr Timur was a phenomenal military that the world has ever seen. And if I'm not mistaken, he was able to conquer more than half of Asia continent. On top of that, he played a vital role in the history of 2 largest empires of that time. Which from my perspective is an uphill battle. Based on my words, one can think that the period is renowned for only Timur's achievements on the battlefields, but in fact, he made his empire prosperous both in economical and cultural terms. The best scientists, philosophers of that time from all over the world were invited to his capital of his country, Samarkand. And also, he used to hang out with those people and had a good scientific background. As a big fan of history, I acquired all this knowledge from books and maybe, also from short documentary films as well. Since today, watching YouTube and other platforms is an in thing.
We've been talking about a period in history that you find interesting, and I'd like to discuss with you more general questions related to this. Do you agree that learning history may help people understand the present?
Yeah, of course. Even, the first president of Uzbekistan usually used to told that without her history, you won't have a prospective future because the lessons should be learned in order to make steps forward.
How can technology make learning history more interesting?
Actually, for most of my peers, the history was a little bit boring. However, if the technology will prosper, you can make lots of visual effects and give the knowledge to the students in an interesting manner so that people will live in the history and they will remember it easier and faster.
Why is it that some leaders fail to learn from the past?
I think it's a very hard topic to answer. However, we used to look at the things in a retrospective manner, which means you will first fail and then think about it. So life is usually retrospective, and you cannot always use the lessons that you have learned, because you should feel it on your own skin.
Well, thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.